Hi, my name is Mary. Thank you for joining us today while we stretch and get a little stronger so our everyday activities are just a little easier to do. Before you begin this or any other exercise program, you'll want to check with your doctor, and he'll tell you exercises you should or shouldn't do. Also, you'll want to wear loose, comfortable clothing like Carol and I, so that when you bend or reach or stretch, you're not restricted in any way. You want to make sure also that you're sitting in a good, secure chair so that you're not going to rock forward or back. And you want to look at the environment around the chair to make sure when we reach out with both our hands and our legs, we're not going to knock any lamps off the table. We're not going to, when we stretch out, step on a stack of magazines if you're like me, or a sleeping dog. So you want to check your environment, both up above you, on the sides of you, and around by your feet. Also, you'll want to have water to drink before, during, and after our time together. Water is very, very, very important. And if you drink your water before 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you probably won't get up so many times at night. Also, when Carol and I are moving on an exercise, if we're going too quickly for you, slow right down. If you're feeling lightheaded or dizzy or have any pain, that's your body's way of telling you to stop. Now, if we're moving too slowly for you and you want to speed it up a bit and you can do it safely, well, gosh, go right ahead. But when you exercise, one of the most important things is the consistency of doing it a little bit every day. So if you can't do the whole half hour with us and can just do 15 minutes, yay, we'll see you again. And you can do it again and you'll get better and better and better. So you work at your own pace. All right? Yes. So you've gotten your doctor's okay, you have water, you have loose, comfortable clothes, you've checked your environment, and so you remember you want to do your best. You don't want to bounce or force any move, because your body will let you know what your limits are. And your limits are less and less the more you exercise with us. And of course, if you eat well, your fruits and vegetables, then you feel better, you feel terrific. And then, if you exercise and you're eating well, then your attitude is good, and all of a sudden, everything turns out great. Speaking of turning out great, let's meet Carol.
Hi, I'm Carol. I like to read. I love to watch television. I also love to dance, and I just love to exercise.
Thank you. And you want to know why I love Carol? It's because if I'm teaching a class and I lose a beat because sometimes I get distracted, I can look at Carol and she was always on beat. So I depend on Carol a lot. Now, when you read, what do you like to read? Mysteries, novels?
I'm a mystery addict. I love mysteries, especially Joanne Fluke and Anne Rule and Diane McDermott. I just love mysteries.
That's great. And now, what kind of TV do you like? Do you like game shows or dramas?
I like everything. I like some reality shows, but I really love Dancing with the Stars, naturally. I mean, that's a given.
That's a given.
Yeah, and I also love some game shows, but there aren't too many on at night when you're watching. But I'm just an addict. I'm sorry. I love everything.
But that's wonderful because you exercise.
Yes.
Yes.
And I can exercise while I'm watching TV, which is very helpful.
Yes.
2 birds with 1 stone.
You can't beat that. Okay. Now, when we work out today, guess what we're using? All we're using is a plain brown paper bag. So we're going to take the paper bag and we're going to roll it up and secure it. Or if you want, you can roll it up this way. And all it is a plain brown bag. And when you secure it, you could either secure it with some tape. So you can secure it with tape. And if you don't have any tape handy dandy, you can secure it with an elastic band or even a ribbon. I've been known to use shoelaces.
Oh, that's a good idea because they're pretty strong.
They're pretty strong. So you just want to wrap your paper bag like this. If you don't have a paper bag, you could use a newspaper. If you don't have a newspaper, you could even use a regular old hand towel. And so if you roll it up and roll it up and roll it up and roll it up, it isn't quite as stiff, but you could hold on and get a nice grip. Also, even a tube from wrapping paper, you could use that. So just look around the house at anything that's kind of like this or kind of like a rolled up paper bag. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so while you're running to get your paper bag, we're gonna come right back. We're gonna get a drink of water, and then we're gonna do our warm-ups. So let's get a little drink of water.
I was waiting for that. I was so thirsty.
Drink your water before, during, and after our time together. Okay,
good.
so we're gonna get all warmed up. We wanna warm the muscles up that we're gonna be using. So we start just by tapping the toes. So we start all the way down at the bottom of the feet. When you tap your toes, you're gonna feel some tightness on the muscles right beside the shin bone. Also, it's good for your ankles, and having strong ankles is very important because people say, oh, I'm losing my balance. You've got to have strong ankles to hold your body up. And then we're going to hold the toes down and lift the heels. There you go. And all the while, your buttocks are slid to the edge of the chair, and you'll notice Carol and I don't have any arms on our chairs, but if we did, if your buttocks are slid to the front of the chair, that will allow you greater range of motion for your legs and your arms. Now we're going toe heel. Excellent. And now we're gonna walk our feet out a little bit. There you go. Good job. And then walk in a little bit. That's just perfect. Now we're gonna hold our feet still and tap the fingers. There you go. Then we'll hold the fingers down and tap the heels of the hands. So we're really stretching out our fingers and hands. We'll be using them to hold on tightly to our great paper bag. Now fingers and heels of the hands up and down. Our posture's tall and we feel fabulous. Good work. Let's hold it here. Now let's roll the feet out and get a nice stretch on the outside of the ankle. We hardly ever stretch the outside of the ankle. There you go. Good work. Can you feel that stretch? Yeah, we hardly ever stretch our feet. And then we bring our feet a little wider and roll in. So we try to take the inside of the ankle and push it softly and gently down towards the floor. That's great. And then slowly come back to center. Now our wrist, we're gonna turn our hands out because we're really gonna use our wrist today. And then turn our hands in and see how far down you can get that thumb. There you go, great. Try to relax the shoulders and down. Excellent. Now we're gonna touch out and in. So this foot just touches out a little bit and comes right back in. Out and in. So again, we're working the joint of the knee, but these are the muscles that have to tighten up and release. Good work. Nice. You've got it. That's great. So we're working the joint of the knee. So when we go to the upper body, we're going to be working the joint of the elbow. So we let our feet have a nice relaxation and hold them still, dropping the hands down. Fingertips come up to the shoulders and right back down by your sides. Up and down. Good work. So we work the muscles of the feet and the lower legs and then the upper legs, and then we work the hands and wrists. Now we're getting the elbows and the biceps. We're getting everything. Great job. There you go. Now you'll notice that Carol is really swinging her arms back, and that's a great idea. She's a dancer, and doesn't that feel much better? Yay!
Feels good on the back, too.
It feels great on the back because we're leaning forward a little bit as our arms go back, so we give our back a little bit of a stretch. Good job.
Now I'm fanning myself. The lights are a little warm.
So we get to fan ourselves. I love that, Carol. Now we're going to go slower, and when we fan ourselves, we're going to lean back a little bit. Feel that in the stomach, and then lean forward, and we feel it in the back. That's great. So now the pivot point is the hip and the elbow. And we're working the muscles of our stomachs and our backs. This is great, Carol. Thank you.
Oh, it feels good.
It feels fantastic. So we've been moving front to back, which means we're gonna have to be moving side to side. So we're gonna stay up nice and tall, and single hands are gonna reach right up to the sky and right down. Right up to the sky. That feels so good. Now if we're reaching up, guess what? Whatever goes up has to come down. So we're reaching right up to the sky, and the other hand reaches down. So reach down and up. Good work. And lengthen through the fingers and stretch high. I love this.
Me too.
There you go.
It really does feel good.
It does feel good. Now it feels so good. We're going to reach up and hold it. And then we're going to reach over to the side. And if you think you might fall out of the chair, put your hand on your thigh or the side of the chair and reach over. That's great. And slowly come back to center and switch. Reach way high and way down. And then over. And if you think you might fall out of your chair, hold on to your chair, hold on to your leg. Good work. That's great. And slowly come back down. Now we really work those shoulders, so now we're going to do a shoulder shrug. We pull our shoulders right up to our ears and let our arms hang down. Good. We pull our elbows right up to our ears and then we let them hang down. One more time. I love this one. We pull them up, but this time, pull them back, and this time settle them down. And when your shoulders come down behind you, your chest comes up, your head comes up, and you feel terrific. And you say to yourself, so where's the paper bag? Let's get going. Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go. We've got our paper bags. Would you like a little water first?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
good
dry.
idea. Water. Nectar of the gods. Okay.
That's so good.
So we have our brown paper bag. Okay. So one of the things we can do is just gently roll it, kind of like a rolling pin. You're going to press your hands down softly and gently. So as you roll the paper bag down your thigh towards your knee, your fingertips come up. And you'll notice that Carol and I are pivoting from the hinge on the hips. So we're coming forward with our chest lifted. We're not rolling down, and our heads are high because we feel terrific. Because I'll bet you have a good book right now.
Yes, I do.
You do, and it's a mystery.
Yeah, and it's Mary Higgins Clark, which I also love.
Oh,
Yes.
great.
If you haven't read Mary Higgins Clark and you like mysteries, try her. She's great.
That is great. Now, my other question for you is, do you ever guess the ends of the mysteries right?
No. It's that twist at the end that gets you every time.
That's great. Okay, now we're going to roll forward. We're going to get a hold of our paper bag. Now, if holding your paper bag with the thumb on one side and the fingers on the other side is bothersome for your thumb, and it may be, then just pull your thumb over and hold all the fingers, and that will feel much better. Okay? So here we go. We were right at the ends of our knees, so we're going to pull the elbows up and push the chest, and then come right back down again. And we're opening up the chest, and we're squeezing our shoulder blades together. This exercise is really good for posture. And if you'll notice, our friend Carol always has good posture, because I'll bet you learned that in dancing, didn't you?
That's the first.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, your posture, your core has to be straight.
That's right, a nice tall, and so she looks confident. Okay, now we're gonna hold our hands right here. When we push them forward, we're gonna open our fingers and lean back a little, because Carol just happened to mention core, and of course your core, parts of it are your belly and your back. So we open the fingers so we don't squeeze too tightly.
Okay.
And then we close and pull the elbows back. There you go. That's terrific. You're doing a great job today. And we always move slowly. If we lean back too far and that bothers your back, then you go right ahead and don't lean as far back. A little trick that will help you is, as you lean back, you drop your chin a little bit so your chin is always parallel to the floor. And that will help the back relax a little bit. Now, we're gonna hold it here. We're going to lean back, but we're gonna push up at an angle. And we're gonna bring it right down, pulling the elbows back. This time our elbows are down and we're pulling our shoulders back. Can you feel that a little differently?
Little bit.
Just a little bit, not a lot, because we're still reaching and
Right.
pulling. There you go. Okay, last one here and relax. Wow, that was a lot of moving front. So we have to take our hands, hold the back sides of our chair, lift our chest nice and tall. There you go.
That's good.
And we've worked the upper body. So now we're going to take our paper bag and put it down on the floor because we've done a lot of work here. Now we have to work the lower body. So we're going to take our paper bag and put it down on the floor right between our feet. Okay, so we have our feet straddled, our buttocks are towards the edge of the chair. That allows that hip to really reach out and in a little bit. Whenever you do any exercise, you always do it slowly at first and a limited range of motion. Then when you get more comfortable, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So you'll notice that there's a space on either side of the bag and on the insides of our feet. So when we pick up this foot and step over the bag, there's room for the foot to go. So we go up and out, up and in. Good. Now, here's a little trick. There are always tricks to looking good on exercising. When you pick the foot up, you can lean back a little bit, up and over. Great job. Now you'll notice I had to watch Carol because Carol's listening to the music and is paying attention to the beat. So I was more focused on where my foot was going. Aren't you lucky I have Carol?
I don't know.
Now you're going to start to feel this on the tops of the legs because these muscles have to tighten up in order to pull that leg up and over. We're going to try it 4 times one side. Here we go. Here's 1 and out, and 2 and out, and 3 and out, and 4. Switch feet. 1. And if you count with us, 2, 3, and 4. Hold it here. If you count with Carol and I, it will help you breathe. So you exhale as you count. Okay, now we're going cross over and out a little more because these muscles should be warmed up. If you're ready, here we go.
Okay.
Cross over and out, more and in. Over and out, more and in. Here's 3, out, more and in, and 4, and out more. Now hold it here. Good work.
Okay.
Now we're going to do the other foot. So we have to lift it up, bring it out more and in. It's over and out more and in. It's over. Great.
Out.
You've got it.
I have to say
Last
it so I
one.
know what I'm
And what
doing.
Carol said is very true.
Over.
And out more,
out,
and
and
in. Last time, and out and in. Good.
In.
Now, what Carol said is really true because if you tell yourself, if you say it like that, then you're more inclined to do it. So that's a really, really good hint. You probably got that from your choreography and dancing.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Okay. Now, let's have some fun with this. We're going to bring this foot out in front and right back. So that's nice and easy. Out and in, out and in, out and in. Let's switch now. It's out now, all while your lower body's moving. Your belly's in, your chest is high. So you have to pay attention to where your upper body is while we're working the lower body. Let's alternate now. So it's out and in, and out and in. That's right. Good.
Left.
Nice and tall. And we're going to count for 4. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. You're done. Now we're so good at that. Now we're going to do a combination, and this is good for your brain. So we not only are working our bodies, muscles, joints, getting our heart rate up a little. It's good for the brain, but also learning a pattern is good for your brain.
Okay.
We're going to cross over and back and front and back and out and back. 3 things.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Try.
Okay, here we go. Over and center, front and center, out and
out,
center, over and center,
Okay.
front and center, out and center, over and center, front and center, out. Let's add the arms. Over and center, front and center, and out and center. One more time, and center, and front, and center, and out. You're done. That was good. I went out, and Carol, being a dancer, goes, ooh. That's very good. So you can follow her if you're creative.
That's a little tricky.
Okay, let's try it with the other foot.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Here we go.
3 sections. Over, front, and out. Okay, here we go. Over and center, front and center, out and center, right over and center and front and center and out and center. Here's our third set. Go front and center and out. That's okay, because it goes out front.
That's
out front and out to the side. Let's add the arms. They're over and center and front and center and out. Again, they're over and center and front and center and out, and you are done. Wow, I could really feel that in my legs, couldn't you? Yeah. So let's give our legs a little massage. We're gonna take the heels of our hands and make tiny little circles. Then we're gonna chop, chop, chop the inside. Good job, always sitting nice and tall. And then rub the outsides of the legs. So that should feel pretty doggone good. Now, we're gonna place one hand on the thigh, lift our spines long, and go down and get our beautiful paper bag. And one hand on top, one hand on bottom. And we're gonna kind of twist it. This is very good for the sides of the waist. And when you twist it, you bring the elbow up. Can you feel that a little bit? There you go. Twist it and twist it. All the while, the chest is high, our shoulders are down, and we feel like $1,000,000. Now we're going into a figure 8. We're gonna drive it down and out and up and over. It's almost like you're paddling your own canoe. Yippee! Cruising down the river on a Sunday afternoon. Hey, you're a good singer. So you can sing and dance and read. Wow, you're like the best. So we're making the figure 8. And now we're gonna bring it to the side, and we're just gonna scoop down to the side and up to the center. Down to the side. So we really want to pull back a little more. Pay attention to how this feels, because you're turning your body. Very nice. Okay, let's switch to the other side, and down and up. So you're rotating the body. Always the spine is nice and long. You never want to rotate without having a nice long spine. We pull it down and up. There you go, and up. Down and up, and now we're going to combine them. Up and over and down, and up and over and down. So we're really working the shoulders. We're getting a little rotation. We're pulling up, driving down. So we pull it up, pull it down, pull it up, pull it down, up and down, and now you're done, and not a minute too soon. Okay, let's get the wrist. We're going to hold it. Our elbow's slightly bent, palm faces in, and it's a very, very quick turn. Now when you extend the arm out, the movement will really come from the shoulder. You'll feel it here, and I hate to tell you this, I shouldn't even tell anybody this, but when I go fast like this, I feel this jiggle on the bottom of my arm. Can you believe it?
No.
Jeez, me neither. So we twist it, twist it, twist it. There you go. Now we're going to bend the elbow and bring it in more, and that feels a little bit better on the arm. Yeah. So when you get tired, just bend your arm, but still keep the twist in the wrist. There you go. Good job. Are you ready to switch sides? Me too. So we start with our arm extended, and you're just going to start slowly, and then the more comfortable you get, you're going to go as quick as you can go. It's like your winter wipers on high speed. Wow, 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 wow. Or it's almost like a propeller, except it goes all the way around, and I just don't think my arm can do that.
My wrists do not work that way.
No, they don't. Okay, so we're going as quick as we can. Our shoulder is relaxed. Our spines are beautiful and long. Now we're going to bend the elbow. That feels much better on the arm. So remember, you want to give that long arm a break. Just bend the elbow and relax it, but we're still working the wrist. Good job. And now we're going to relax that. Now I could really feel that in my forearm and wrist.
Especially my left.
Yes,
Because I'm a right-handed.
And that's exactly right, Carol. Thank you, because you're going to feel it more on one side. If you're right hand dominant, then you'll feel it on the left side. If you're left hand dominant, you'll feel it more on the other side. So we're going to get the wrists, we twisted side to side. Now we're going to go up and down. So our shoulders are relaxed, and all we do is flip the wrists down and up. Very nice. Very good for the wrists. Beautiful. That's great. Now you're going to flip your hands over so your palm is up. Elbows are soft, and curl it in. I think this one's really hard. Now we're going to bring
natural.
it. Yeah, it's
not as natural as.
It's not as natural. You're right. Okay. Now we're going to hold the hands out and bring one arm up. So this is a completely different stretch than when our hands are palms down. It's fabulous, actually. Okay, and now we're going to relax the paper down. We're going to push our palms down and lift our fingertips up, spreading them wide. Because our hands have been wrapped right around that bag. Have I got a stretch for you, Carol?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I was just reading in my stretch book, and I saw this stretch and thought, wow, I haven't done this one in a long time.
Okay.
And then after I did it, I realized why I wasn't doing it. So let's practice it. The first one is you just pull your fingertips back. This is a really good one. And this we should do like if we're knitting or cooking or playing the piano or on the keyboard of our computer. It's very good to take these fingers and pull them back. And the nice thing is you pull them back at your own level. So there are some people that can actually come right back there. Yeah. Not me though. Okay, now here it is. You straighten your hand out. You come underneath with the other hand and get a hold of your thumb and gently pull the thumb down. Isn't that an amazing stretch? I know it. It's awful. I really shouldn't even show this to anybody. And stretch the other hand out. Come right underneath and pull the thumb down. No, you can't bend your elbow. And now we're going to stretch out our backs. Fingertips in, breathe in, long spine, flat back comes forward. Then we breathe in through the nose. And as we exhale through pursed lips, the flat back rounds down and we relax our head. Feeling the heaviness of the head, we rotate our head looking inside one knee. We look down at our belly button. We look inside the other knee, down at the belly button, and slowly press the heels of the hands in. Sitting nice and tall, interlacing the fingers, pushing the palms down, lifting the head high, tilting the head to one side. Coming back to center, please, and tilting to the other side. Coming back to center, relaxing the arms down by the sides, pulling the shoulders up and back and down. You did a great job today. Carol and I really appreciate you joining us. And don't you feel so much better?
I do.
Yeah.
I sure do.
As a matter of fact, I'm also a little thirstier.
Me too.
So
I was
let's
hoping
have
you'd
some
say that.
water.
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.